Welcome to this video series of learning data science using Python. Python is an open-source, general-purpose programming language. Python has a wide range of libraries and built-in functions which aid in rapid development of applications. In this video, we will learn about NumPy library. NumPy library is mainly used for scientific calculations. Prerequisite for this video is to have Anaconda version 4.2.0 or higher using Python version 3.5.2 or higher. There are several useful libraries of Python that are used in data science. The journey of data science using Python starts with NumPy library. NumPy library is used for scientific computation. The computed values of NumPy library are then structured using pandas. The structured data can be visually represented through Matplotlib. Matplotlib has several functions to represent data in the form of various graphs and visuals. Finally comes scikit-learn library. Scikit-learn features various classification, regression and clustering algorithms including support vector machines, random forests, gradient boosting, k-means, discan, etc. In this video we will talk about NumPy library. NumPy is written in C and optimized for speed, making it much faster than the native Python functions when working with large datasets. The speed of computation using NumPy library can be elaborated with an example. In this example, we are generating two arrays of 1 million random numbers and taking their dot product. The native Python version uses a for loop and simple multiplication to calculate the dot product of 1 million random numbers. It takes around 1.7 seconds to complete the computation. On the other hand, the NumPy version uses the np function to perform the dot product. The NumPy version is much faster than the native Python version, taking only 0.002 seconds compared to 1.736 seconds. This is because NumPy is able to take advantage of optimized C code to perform the calculations much more quickly than the native Python functions. Let us get started with NumPy arrays. The main data structure of NumPy is the n-dimensional array. The n-dimensional array is a multidimensional container of elements of the same type that can easily deal with matrix and vector operations. NumPy array has lots of benefits. As the array size increases, NumPy can execute more parallel operations, thereby making computation faster. When the array size gets close to 5 million, NumPy gets around 120 times faster than Python list. NumPy has many optimized built-in mathematical functions. These functions helps in performing variety of complex mathematical computations faster and with very minimal code. Another great feature of NumPy is that it has multidimensional array data structures that can represent vectors and matrices. This can be useful as a lot of machine learning algorithms rely on matrix operations. In NumPy, we can create multidimensional arrays using the NumPy.array function. The function takes a Python list or tuple as input and converts it into an n-dimensional array object. Here is an example of creating a 2D array with shape 3, 4 using NumPy. Shape 3, 4 means 3 rows and 4 columns. In this example, we have created a 2D array ARR_2D with 3 rows and 4 columns. We pass a nested list of integers to the NumPy.array function to create the array. Similarly, we can create a 3D array with shape 2, 3, 4 using the following code. Shape 2, 3, 4 means 2 matrices, each with 3 rows and 4 columns. In this example, we have created a 3D array ARR_3D with 2 matrices, each with 3 rows and 4 columns. We pass a nested list of nested lists of integers to the NumPy.array function to create the array. NumPy supports multiple data types like integer, float, string, boolean, etc. NumPy data type is represented as dtype. To convert an integer d type to a float d type using NumPy, we can use the NumPy.asType method. In this example, we first create an integer array arr_int using the NumPy.array function. Then we use the asType method to convert it to a float array arr_float. The asType method takes the new d type as an argument, which is np.float in this case. Finally, we print the new array arr_float. NumPy arrays support a wide range of operations, including mathematical, logical, and statistical operations. Slicing, filter and sort, mean and median calculations, etc. are some of the operations that can easily be done on NumPy arrays. We will now discuss each of these operations in detail. Accessing a NumPy array. In this example, we first import NumPy and create a two-dimensional array ARR with 3 rows and 3 columns. To access the element at row index 1 and column index 2, which is the value 6 in this case, we use indexing with square brackets, passing in the row index and column index separated by a comma. Note that indexing in NumPy arrays starts at 0, so the first element is accessed with index 0, the second element with index 1, and so on. In this example, we import the NumPy library and create a 2D array using the np.array function. We then use slicing to extract the first 2 rows and the first 2 columns of the array using the syntax arr 0:2 0:2. Slicing in Python means taking elements from one given index to another given index. The resulting sliced array is assigned to the slice_arr variable and printed to the console. In this code, we first import the NumPy library using the import statement. We then create an array of 10 random integers between 1 and 100 using the np.random.randint function. To calculate the mean of the array, we use the np.mean function and pass in the array as an argument. This function returns the average of all the elements in the array. To calculate the median of the array, we use the np.median function and pass in the array as an argument. This function returns the middle value of the sorted array, or the average of the 2 middle values if the array has an even number of elements. The mean and median values are printed using the print function. In this example, we will calculate the min and max value of a NumPy array. We first imported the NumPy library using import NumPy as np. Then, we created a NumPy array ARR with some integer values. To find the minimum and maximum values in ARR, we used the np.min and np.max functions respectively. These functions return the minimum and maximum values in the array as a single scalar value. We printed the minimum and maximum values using print statements. Index of min and max value. In this example, we first create a NumPy array ARR with some values. Then, we use the np.argmin function to find the index of the minimum value in the array, and np.argmax function to find the index of the maximum value in the array. Search, filter, and sort operations are some of the common operations performed on NumPy array. Search operation involves looking for a specific value or element within a dataset. Filter operation involves selecting a subset of data that meet specific criteria or conditions. Sort operation involves arranging data in a particular order, either in ascending or descending order. We will take a look into each of these operations now. Querying and searching in a NumPy array. In this example, we first create a 2D NumPy array ARR with shape 3, 3, containing the numbers 1 through 9. We then query the array for elements greater than 5 using the expression ARR5. This returns a Boolean mask with the same shape as the original array, where each element is true if the corresponding element in ARR is greater than 5 and false otherwise. Next, we search the array for the indices of elements greater than 5 using the np.where function. This returns a tuple of arrays containing the row and column indices of the matching elements in the original array. Filtering NumPy array. In this example, we create a NumPy array with values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then create a Boolean mask where values greater than 3 are true using the expression ARR3. This returns an array of the same shape as ARR, but with true where the condition is met and false otherwise. We use this mask to index the original array and create a new filtered array containing only the elements where the mask is true. The filtered array and the mask is printed. Sorting NumPy array. In this example, we create a NumPy array with values. We then sort the array in ascending order using the np.sort function, which returns a new sorted array. We assign this sorted array to the variable sorted_arr_asc. We also sort the array in descending order by using the ::-1 slicing syntax to reverse the order of the sorted array and assign this sorted array to the variable sorted_arr_desc. Both sorted arrays are printed. Vectorized operations. Mathematical operations can be performed on NumPy arrays. NumPy makes use of optimized, precompiled code to perform mathematical operations on each array element. This eliminates the need of using loops, thereby enhancing the performance. This process is called vectorization. Following are some of the vector operations in NumPy array. Vector np.addExample. In this example, we first import the NumPy library and define two NumPy arrays A and B with the same shape. In this case, both are one-dimensional arrays with length 3. We then use the np.add function to perform element-wise addition of the two arrays and store the result in a new array C, which is then printed to the console. Broadcasting refers to the term on how NumPy handles arrays with different shapes during arithmetic operations. Array of smaller size is stretched or copied across the larger array. In the first operation, the shape of first array is 1 times 3 and the shape of second array is 1 times 1. Hence, according to broadcasting rules, the second array gets stretched to match the shape of first array and the shape of the resulting array is 1 times 3. In the second operation, the shape of first array is 3 times 3 and the shape of second array is 1 times 3. Hence, according to broadcasting rules, the second array gets stretched to match the shape of first array and the shape of the resulting array is 3 times 3. In the third operation, the shape of first array is 3 times 1 and the shape of second array is 1 times 3. Hence, according to broadcasting rules, both first and second arrays get stretched and the shape of the resulting array is 3 times 3. Let us understand broadcasting through an example. In this example, we have two arrays A and B with shapes 2, 3, and 3, respectively. We want to add these two arrays together element-wise. Normally, this would not be possible because the shapes are not compatible, that is, A has two rows of length 3, while B is only one row of length 3. However, broadcasting allows NumPy to stretch the smaller array B so that it has the same shape as A. In this case, B is broadcast across the rows of A, and the addition operation is performed element-wise. The resulting array C will have the same shape as A and B, which is 2, 3. As you can see, the elements of B were added to each row of A element-wise, resulting in the element-wise sum C. Arrange. This method returns evenly spaced values between the given intervals excluding the end limit. The values are generated based on the step value and by default, the step value is 1. Linspace. This method returns the given number of evenly spaced values between the given intervals. By default, the number of values between a given interval is 50. Full. Returns an array of given shape, filled with given value, irrespective of data type. I. Returns an identity matrix for the given shape. Hope this video got you started with NumPy arrays. Click on the links to watch videos on Pandas, Matplotlib and scikit-learn. Like and share this videos to help others learn about NumPy arrays. Subscribe to my channel Software Flux to get to learn more about data science and other trending technologies.